Welcome to our explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a really powerful idea. How do you stop fighting with yourself? How do you actually start architecting a day and a life that you're genuinely excited to wake up to?
So, does this picture look a little too familiar? It's 2:28 a.m., you're wide awake, and what are you doing? You're staring at your phone. You spent the entire day just grinding, checking things off its to-do list. But now, this is your reward. Hours of mindless scrolling, leaving you feeling totally wiped out and, honestly, empty.
The source material we're looking at today just nails this struggle with this one quote. See, that feeling of being stuck, it comes from this constant war we wage inside our own heads. We set up these crazy rigid schedules for ourselves, and then almost like it's a rule, we find some way to rebel against them. And this whole cycle, it isn't just a bad habit. It's a trap. It's a prison that we build for ourselves brick by brick. But here's the good news. If we're the ones who built the prison, that means we also hold the key. So let's break down how this internal conflict really, truly works. Okay, this slide just brings it all to life, doesn't it? Take a look at these two sides. On one side, you've got the worst boss living in your brain. That's the voice setting impossible goals, cracking the whip with zero reward, and just demanding perfection. So what's the natural reaction to that? Well, the bad employee shows up, procrastinating, resenting the work, and just wasting time to steal back these little moments of so-called freedom just to push back against the tyrant. And the cost of this internal war, it is huge. Get this, on average, we're spending 6 hours a day in this state of willful blindness. Just scrolling, distracting ourselves, avoiding. Think about that for a second. 6 hours. In terms of lost potential, lost opportunities, that is a massive, massive drain on your future. But you know what? It's not just about lost potential. It's about something way more precious. Your time isn't just some resource. It's your life. Every single moment you spend stuck in this loop of self-sabotage is a moment you can never, ever get back. And that clock, it is always ruthlessly ticking.
So the big question is, how do we get out of this trap? Well, we have to completely change the relationship we have with ourselves. It's time to fire the tyrant and hire a partner. The entire game changes the moment you switch from dictatorship to negotiation. And you know what? It all starts with this one simple question. Just for a minute, forget your current to-do list. Instead, ask yourself this. What would my best possible, and I mean realistic, day actually look like? What would you do? What would you build? And maybe most importantly, how would you want to feel when your head hits the pillow? This whole process has a name, micro-routine analysis. Now, this is not about creating yet another rigid schedule for you to rebel against. Not at all. It's about a daily negotiation. It's about balancing what your future self needs you to do with what you need right now to feel rewarded and rested. It's about working with yourself, not against yourself. It's knowing that, hey, after a tough 90-minute block of focus work, you've absolutely earned a 15-minute walk outside. Okay, but before we can build this amazing new day, we first need a clean slate. You just can't create a masterpiece on a canvas that's already cluttered and messy. So the first real step in this negotiation is about subtraction, not addition. Let's start by wiping that blackboard totally clean. And this begins with a simple 3-step process of elimination. First, you've got to admit what isn't you. What activities, what people, just drain your energy. Be brutally honest. Second, cut the excess. That means the pointless scrolling, the unhealthy habits, the commitments you instantly regret making. And third, and this is a big one, reduce your options. Having too many choices can be paralyzing. It's all about finding what's truly significant, not just being busy for the sake of being busy. The other side of clearing the canvas is what's going on inside. So often our minds are just cluttered. A constant stream of old anxieties, repetitive thoughts, what the source calls mental diarrhea. All that noise, it just clouds our judgment and leaves absolutely zero room for new, creative ideas to even sprout. And the solution to all that mental noise is beautifully simple. Silence. And I don't just mean a quiet room. I mean quiet in your mind. Even just 1 minute of mindfulness, of just focusing on your breath, can create space. And that silence, it's not empty. It's the canvas. It's where real creativity and clarity can finally show up. All right, so we've got a clean slate. Now it's time to build. We're shifting gears from just avoiding what we don't want to actively creating what we do want. And we can do this by tapping into our brain's natural biological drive for achievement.
So here's the secret sauce. Motivation isn't really about willpower, it's biology. Your brain has this built-in reward system. And when you connect your small, daily tasks to a bigger, meaningful goal, something you genuinely care about, your brain rewards you with a little hit of dopamine. And all of a sudden, even the boring stuff feels important because you know it's leading you somewhere you actually want to go. Now, to keep that motivation engine running, you have to create more wins for yourself. That means tackling that feeling of helplessness head-on, allowing yourself to dream big dreams, and actually celebrating your successes just as much as you analyze your failures. And maybe most importantly, it means practicing gratitude for the progress you're already making, no matter how small it seems.
And all of this brings us to the most crucial part. This is not a one-time life makeover. It is a daily practice. Your life is happening right now. This is it. This is the main performance. It is not a dress rehearsal.
See, you don't just wake up one day and decide who you're going to be. You build that person one small action at a time. Character isn't a thing you have, it's a thing you do. You want to be a hard worker? You practice putting in the effort, especially on the days you don't feel like it. You want to be an honest person? You practice honesty in every single little choice you make.
And this is what it's all for.
The ultimate goal isn't just about being more productive. It's about finding peace.
It's about ending that late-night anxiety we started with. It's being able to get to the end of your day knowing that you were in the driver's seat, that you lived with intention, and that you were honest with yourself.
So I'll just leave you with this. This isn't about some grand 5-year plan for the future. It's about right now, this very moment. What is the very next right thing you can do to start building the day you truly want to live?